No, the ayes have it. I understand the next financial review members wish to debate is the financial review of the Department of Conservation. Will members please turn to Local Government and Environment Committee's report? The question is that the report of the Local Government and Environment Committee on the 2010-2011 financial review of the Department of Conservation be noted. Would some member like to seek the call?
Mr. Chair.
I call the Honourable Minister Kate Wilkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the opportunity to speak at the financial review debate on conservation. Can I say from the outset, Mr. Chair, that we will never have enough money to pay for all the conservation that needs to be done in New Zealand. There was an exercise that was done in relation to biodiversity, and they were adding up the figures, Mr. Chair, and when they got past the health budget, they had to stop. It's interesting, Mr. Chair, when you have the Labour opposition who are quite willing to spend $150 million on extending paid parental leave, about half the budget of the Department of Conservation, but they'll be the first ones, probably maybe the second ones after the Greens, to say that we're not spending enough money on conservation. But what this means, Mr. Chair, is actually we've got the opportunity to look at conservation and look at the opportunities that conservation provides to New Zealand. I don't think we should be afraid. I don't think we should be afraid of saying that conservation is everyone's responsibility, and nor, Mr. Chair, should I think we should be afraid of saying that conservation is good for business and business is good for conservation. Can I, at the outset, because I acknowledge the Green member is wanting to take a call, but can I just acknowledge the memorandum of understanding that we have with the Green Party, which is to protect our native species and fund research into 1080 alternatives, setting aside $4 million for self-setting traps. When we look at the 1080 debate, and I thank the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment for actually putting some common sense and some science around that debate, but if we look at the trends and the learning over the years, the standard application rate for 1080 used to be 20 kilograms per hectare. Now the standard is down to 2 kilograms per hectare, and they're looking to go down now as low as 200 grams per hectare. And there is a stunning example of biodiversity and a biodiversity partnership up in the Wanganui area where I was just last week, the Kia Wariti project, where they are trialling the 200 grams per hectare. But what this project does is demonstrate several things. One, a fantastic partnership between DOC, between the landowners, between Horizons Regional Council. I think it's one of the most significant partnerships with a regional council, but also with iwi. It's one of the largest biodiversity projects in this country. It's focused on an area of 180,000 hectares, of which something like 157,000 is under active pest control and predator predator eradication. Up in that area, sir, there are probably the largest population of our North Island brown kiwi, and also the endangered blue duck. It's also the second largest stand of lowland native forest in New Zealand. But I think what is exciting about that is the way that the other partners are working with the Department of Conservation, and it's a very successful partnership program. In fact, one of the farmers markets his own beef, which he markets as conservation beef. And I think that's just a wonderful reflection on the importance of conservation to New Zealand. One of the other exciting recent developments is, of course, the announcement of our partnership, and it's not a sponsorship program, it's a partnership with Air New Zealand. For many years, Air New Zealand have actually enabled some of our flightless birds to fly. They've taken the kakapo from one end of the country to the other. They transport the kiwi to translocated areas to assist in their ability to thrive. This partnership, which was announced with the Prime Minister just recently, formalises that it's worth about $1 million annually, but actually, Mr. Chair, for New Zealand, it's worth a lot more than that. It's worth a lot more in branding. It recognises that conservation is one, if not the largest tourism provider in New Zealand. We've got the opportunity to really showcase our great walks, showcase our national parks. We have direct investment in conservation programs. We have thousands of Air New Zealand staff who are now buzzed up about conservation. We have the walks alone, which will be promoted through this partnership, bring in about $3 million a year. But it's more important than that. It's more about our brand. Now, our dock staff are fantastic people. They are passionate about what they do. They are working efficiently and effectively, and I have nothing but praise for them.
I call the honourable member Eugene.